Hey guys, I'm back with another video, another journal entry. These journal entries, I think they're my thoughts that come to mind that I document on video. And I believe that's what you do a journal for, right? Right, he agrees. So, what came to mind was inspired by me watching this lovely couple that I follow here on YouTube, Chad and Gabe, aka Gay Babe TV, and their Let's Make Out podcast that they recently started. And it was about wedding planning. Listen, I got married 3 years ago. However, what a lot of people don't know is that I got married to my husband in the courts first in 2014. And we had our wedding on our year anniversary. People don't know that. People think that that our wedding was when we got married, but it wasn't. We got married right after he proposed to me. He proposed to me on November 18th, and we got married on December 12th of the same year. Why did we keep it a secret, or why did I choose to keep it a secret? It's because of, I guess, shame. And I don't know why I was ashamed about it, because I loved my husband, but I always subconsciously cared about others' opinions, and people weren't really a fan of my husband's. And I mean, getting hitched so quickly after getting engaged and getting married in the courthouse is like, oh my gosh, all you had was a courthouse wedding, at least in the West Indian culture. It's like, not the thing to do. So we did it. I mean, I feel like we knew each other for a long time, and I knew that I wanted to marry him from the first day that I called him my boyfriend. But he had to get his stuff together, and we had to go through our own individual journeys for him to figure out that, yeah, I'm the one. I'm the one who will put up with his nonsense and his weirdness and still love him and not judge him. So, but anyway, so we planned this wedding, and I wanted to make sure that the wedding day had some type of significance. Like, a lot of people who knew, or the few people that knew, thought that the day that we had the wedding really wouldn't have mattered, but I stood firm on celebrating my wedding day and making sure that it matched, or it had some type of significance to me. Like, I'm not just having a wedding just because. How do I say this? Like, and I kind of did have a wedding just because I really, at the end of the day, I don't really think that the type of wedding that I wanted wasn't the type of wedding that I had. Let's just put it out there like that. So, I had a great wedding. I guess it was alright. But, it really wasn't what I imagined, to say the least. So, for anyone who's planning a wedding, we get so caught up in others' perceptions that you lose your initial plans, your initial ideas of what you wanted your wedding to be. And I think along the way, I lost sight of what I wanted my wedding to be. And people were invited that I really didn't care for, and I had a lot of empty seats because of that, and I just feel like it was such a waste of money. Because listen, we're not balling, and weddings cost money, and I didn't have like the most expensive wedding. Um, but those empty seats cost money. You feel me? And it was a little frustrating. Um, but I blame that on my mother because she made me add some people, and I'm just like, why? But I couldn't really complain because by God's grace and mercy, she contributed mostly all to the wedding. So who am I? Who am I to say no? But I'm very conscious of my mother's spending because she will spoil me. Listen, if my mother ever sees this video, I just want her to know that I know that I'm blessed to have her as a mother because she is my rock. She is my spinal cord. She is my ride or die. And, she wanted to make sure that her girl looked good. And her girl had what she wanted, but in turn, it kind of turned into what she kind of wanted. Kind of. But I essentially had the wedding so that my mother could see her only daughter walk down the aisle. And I guess that I came out here to say, I guess I came on here to say it. Yeah, thanks. I guess I came on here to say for anyone who's planning a wedding, just be careful. Like, your wedding should be about you and your husband or future husband. Do not get so caught up on, oh, people are going to think that this is, or this is what people will like. No, it's what you would like. You want your wedding day and you want your husband's wedding day, you guys' wedding day, to be about y'all. No one is involved in the marriage as much as they're involved in the wedding. Okay? And the wedding is not the important part, it is the marriage. What you want your wedding to reflect is what you hope your marriage will be. And it's just love and, just organic chemistry. Not all the glitz and glamour that a lot of people put focus on. And I've come to this conclusion that parties and all of these things are not for you 98% of the time. It's for the guest. And the guests don't support your pockets. So you don't have to break the bank to experience a beautiful ceremony. Okay? And that was something that the podcast that I was watching, the Let's Make Out podcast that I was watching, echoed. They echoed the same sentiments as I did. Because, you just do things to do things. Because you think, I don't know, you want people to love it. It's not about them. Like, and I also feel like once people see that your wedding comes from an organic place, that they'll enjoy themselves more. Personally, I feel like for my wedding day, a lot of things went wrong. My DJ kind of messed up a lot, and I feel like he kind of messed up the flow, but it is what it is. Planning the wedding, my father, he promised some financial obligations, and he backed out a week before the wedding when every deadline for the final payments were due. and he increased the budget by quite a few thousand because he was supposed to pay for it, and he's like, well, you should have this at the wedding because of blah blah blah. And then like the week before the wedding, he's like, oh, I'm out because of selfish reasons, by the way. Selfish ass reasons. So he didn't come to the wedding, and that sucked. So I say that all to say, things are not going to be perfect. I don't think I've ever heard anyone have a perfect wedding day or a perfect planning journey to their wedding. So just be prepared for that, and please don't stress it, because at the end of the day, it's not about anyone or the things that happened during the planning. It's about what happens after you guys get married. And y'all gonna have to ride these waves after marriage for a long time. Okay? Long time till y'all hopefully pass and decease. And these little hiccups to planning the wedding day are just a little test of what's to come. And that's just my opinion. My thoughts are all over the place right now because I can't really focus. I'm looking at this little one, trying to make sure that he doesn't fall. I'm sure that there's a lot that I need to expand upon as far as my thought process. And as usual, I know that this video is all over the place because I'm not really focused. I promise to get better at it. But it is my journal, and it is organic to me. So as my thought processes come, as jumbled and confused as they may be, I will document it. That is what this forum is for me. So with that being said, remember, the wedding day is not what's important. It is the marriage. Do not break your bank for a wedding when you can put a deposit down on a home, okay? Don't let anyone pressure you into doing something in your wedding that you don't want to do just because it will be more beneficial for the people. It's not about the people, it's about you. Once you plan something that's organic, people are going to enjoy it anyway. And to be truthfully honest with you, if you have people around you who supports your love, they're not going to nitpick on what's wrong. They're going to nitpick on everything that's right, and they're going to magnify that. So the people who you usually have to be like, oh my gosh, the people who you feel like you have to impress are not for you, and maybe they shouldn't be in your wedding. Don't invite every Tom, Dick, and Harry or every Jane, Joan, and Janet just because they know you. Make sure that they have some type of significance to you and your partner's lives. Okay? And tell the parents, if you happen to have parents that are involved, that don't do it. You would like your wedding to be genuine, and you want genuine people who will pray for you and lift y'all up, y'all being the couple, the married couple, up. Okay, remember that. So with that being said, oh, and don't be ashamed of what journey y'all take. If you want to get married in a courthouse and have a banging reception, which I wish I did, then go ahead. Okay, if you want to have a huge wedding, then go ahead. Just make sure that you have the finances for it and you don't go to debt, because it's not worth it for a day. Literally, it's a day. It's a day that you will have memories for forever, but it's just one day. Okay, that day cannot be recreated. That day will not come again. So I understand why people want to spend so much money on it, but then I don't understand because it's one day. And If you want to have a small wedding, have a small wedding. If you want to invite 50 people, have 50 people. If you want to invite 10 people, have 10 people. It's your wedding. It's you and your husband's wedding. And people want to say the wedding is about the bride. Yes, of course, the bride has more acclaim. It's mostly focused on the bride. But it's about a marriage and you're marrying yourself. So make sure that you have your significant other's input and let them have a little, influence on what the ceremony should be.